What's good? It's Jordan. Today I'll be talking to you about why you're underestimated. See, in this life today, we have to understand that you may be underestimated. The good thing about it is, as long as you don't underestimate yourself, then you place the importance of your life on you. When you start to place the importance of your life on other people, then they make the decisions for you. They may make the decisions for the way that you think, for the way that you process information, for the way that you may maneuver in society today. When you understand that your life is yours, and your life is yours to understand, to develop, and to keep, and you understand that when you are abiding by the Most High and building a relationship with the Most High, that He places the ability in your life for you to make the decisions in your life in order for you to be placed in a better position in your own personal life, then you understand what needs to be done. See, sometimes you may be underestimated because you may have gave people the power to underestimate you. You may question yourself. You may be insecure about yourself. You may be insecure about other people and what other people have going on in their own personal lives. You may be jealous. You may be envy. You may be boastful. All these negative traits you may uphold in your own personal life. When you uphold these negative traits, you give people the power to underestimate you. You give people the power to look at you as a person that does not bring value. We have to understand in this life today, in order for you to be a person of value in your own personal life, you have to see yourself as value first. When you start to see yourself as valuable, when you start to see yourself as a person that is useful, then others may see that as well. You have to understand in this life that respect is important. Respecting yourself is important. Loving yourself is important, because nobody else is going to do that for you. When people start to see and understand that you hold boundaries in your own life and you make decisions in your own life that is best suited for you to actually progress in a positive way, in a positive mind frame, in a positive mindset, then you start to understand the importance of actually doing the work. See, many times we may put our faith and trust in others, and we may always go to other people to seek information, to seek knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And when we do those things, those people can actually weaponize those things against us. We have to understand that everybody in this life does not have our best interests at heart. And when we start trying to go to any and everybody about information, we may go towards people who have actually been used by the enemy to do the bidding of the enemy against you for information. And when you go to people who have been influenced by the enemy, then of course they're going to have a negative mind frame, a negative mindset towards the change that you may try to make, towards the information that you may try to seek. And you have to understand essentially who you're dealing with in this life today. We have to understand that even in other people's personal lives, they may have not been able to be quote unquote successful. They may have not been able to get out of their own situation. They may have not been able to actually make the change in their life where they hoped and wished for. So when somebody else isn't able to do that in their own personal life, they're not able to look at your life as any importance or anything, because they haven't saw that in their own personal life. When people are too used to losing in this life and too used to quote unquote living a mediocre life and too used to not making a change in their own life, then they start not to care about doing anything, and they start not to care about anyone. We have to understand that this is where the opportunistic mentality stems from. When people haven't done the work in their own lives, when they haven't made changes in their own lives, when they haven't seek the truth and seek information in their own personal lives that actually help them, then they start becoming opportunistic, because that is a survival mechanism for them, and that's the only survival mechanism that they may have left, to look and seek the people who are doing work and try to gain opportunity from these people without providing any benefits towards these people. And in this life, you'll meet people like that from all sorts of walks of life. But we have to understand that that is a survival mechanism. And we have to understand that in our own lives, we have to be confident in ourselves, because nobody else will. Everybody has their own situation. Everybody made their own different decisions in their own personal lives. And we cannot dwell on the decisions that other people make, but we can only dwell on the decisions that we make. And essentially, do not feel a way about if anybody underestimates you, because I can guarantee you everybody has been underestimated in their own personal lives at one point or another. Everybody. And we have to understand that in this life, you're going to be estimated constantly. Some people may make estimations and analysis about you that are actually positive, and then people may not. So at the end of the day, don't feel a way about being underestimated, but understand that people do it. You know, even with myself, I met many various people in this life who have actually underestimated me, and there are people who have actually, you know, found interest in me and actually want to see me do good. And I thank those people on a constant basis. And I understand that everybody isn't going to see this life the same. Everyone may look at things differently because of how they're raised in their own upbringing. So we have to understand that in this life, the decisions and the mind frames that everybody has isn't going to be the same as you or I, because we all go through these things constantly. And what we can just do in our own personal lives is be more confident. What we can just do in our own lives is take the power back. When we start to seek approval from other people and try to actually approve of other people, that is our main weakness. When we try to make people like us, that is our weakness, instead of just living. If somebody wants to be around you and likes you, then so be it. If they don't, then so be it. You know, and a lot of times we dwell on compliments too. Somebody may compliment you, you may feel, you know, happy, and you may feel confident because of what somebody else might have said. But that same person could come 2 weeks later and then make a negative comment, and then we're crushed and heartbroken behind that. See, when we actually uphold compliments to a high regard, that can actually open us up for criticism in a negative regard that may essentially destroy us when we hear it. But if we take everything with a grain of salt and we understand that there's going to be people who have positive compliments or negative compliments that they may say about us, things that they may do in their own lives that may be for our interests and it may oppose us, then we tend to walk with an understanding of self, and we tend to walk with awareness. Many of us do not walk with that awareness because we choose that we don't want to walk with the awareness, and we choose to not walk with the awareness, and that can be a very much pitfall or detriment to our own lives. And at the end of the day, it is important that we understand that everybody's going to have their own opinions. Everybody is going to do what they want to do, but it's about what you want to do in your own life. It's about how you see yourself. If you see yourself through the eyes of somebody else and it's negative, then you're not going to see yourself as positive. But if you see yourself as a positive person through your eyes before somebody else's eyes, then you will be confident. Confidence comes from within, not external. And when we understand this, then we can make the changes needed in our lives today in order for us to fulfill our missions, our purpose, and our path. I want to leave you with this scripture today. And I hope that this scripture can help you in your own daily personal life today. Matthew 7, 1-2. Judge not, that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Understand in this life today that people may underestimate us, but that means that they may think that they know what's going on, but they essentially not. Do not be like those people. Do not judge other people and underestimate others, because you may never know the outcomes of other people's lives, and you may never know the blessings and the gifts and the benefits that God provides to those people in this life today. I want to thank you for watching. Peace.